whole thing, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I was saying, they had it planned already. They wanted to do that since time immemorial, but they couldn't, because guess what? There was resistance to it, right?
Yeah.
And it kind of like it's a combination of a whole lot of things, The resistance that we offered, it's not any ordinary thing, but they saw us as a very solid front, and then it was hard for them to do that. They couldn't years before us, during our time. Right. So you ask yourself, when did that laxity in resistance happen? The resisting force, when was there a weakness? When was the weakness created in that resistance force? That gave them the opportunity to finally implement that. So yeah, there were one or two weaknesses that started crippling in, and that is what resulted in what we saw. I mean, to date, I'm still against that decision. That what happened that day. Katanga is a fully fledged male hall and should always be a male hall. It was made like that for a reason, right?
Yeah.
And then it should always stay like that. The inclusion of females, I'm not against having females with us, living with females, but I mean, if the establishment was made for males, it should remain like that.
Exactly.
Naturally, that's how I feel it should be.
Exactly.
And then I mean, the reasons that they gave for that decision doesn't make sense. So it won't make sense now.
Yeah.
It won't make sense years from now. So
yeah,
it was crazy, and then it was not worth it. And then but we always fought against that. Deep within, outside, we always were kicking against that because we had a plan. We always had a plan. And then before this whole decision came out, I was just observing the whole from afar, and I realized one thing after the other happening, and then it was all wrong. I think it had to do with decision making on the part of some people, and certain things that they did, I feel was so not necessary, and it contributed to the weaknesses that led to this whole mixture thing, Yeah. But yeah, I've never supported it. We are fighting against it. We fought against it from day one, And then we are still pushing. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. So some of us, when the news broke, me for the first time, I thought it was a lie because, well, how on earth would that even be possible? And on a second thought, I was like, wow, well, it has happened, but I don't think they can succeed. So the first was, how did it happen? Am I dreaming? The second was, okay, they might want to do it, but I don't think it will succeed. And at the long run, we went back and forth. Court issue came up. It ended up in the court. We lost the case. The students were there, and then it followed up with a demonstration. And I think in all this, as you said, the stakeholders, for me personally, where I sit and how I see things, I think the previous alumni executives, Avega and the squad, did their best. Whether their best was enough for us to, I can't sit here and say. But I think we could have done better in all. But all hope is not lost, and forging forward, I think still conversations are ongoing in the background. Per what I'm hearing, they are speaking to the king of Ashanti, and he has a say in that, and then a whole lot. But we are all hoping that at the long run, we can get our beautiful hall back. And Katanga would write a story again. In as much as we are still I think we are still making strides out there, and the alumni is strong now, and there has been elections, and let's see what the future holds for that. So back on the drop of the alumni, how do you see the alumni structure? I think there has been an election. There are a new crop of leaders. There are a little bit of backbiting there, and a whole lot of crashbacks. Per where you are and how you see things happening, how do you see the alumni structure? How is the administration being run? How do you see it?
It is very weak, brother. It is very weak. Katanga Alumni is the weakest group of individuals that I've ever encountered. Why? Because there's a group. It's not solid. It's not solid in the sense that there's so many factions. People have formed constituencies, and that is not helping.
And
if you have an alumni group,
it's very true.
It should be one whole big unit, right? No matter who you are, irrespective of skin color, race, age, what ethnic group you come from, whatever, what year group you came from, how influential you are, we should all be one uniform body, right? But I don't see that, and then it goes down to arrogance and then egotism too. People are egotistical, feel they are much more relevant than others.
Yeah.
You did that crap during your year, so you shouldn't be come on, you shouldn't do that. So yeah, that kind of weakens the whole structure called the Katanga Alumni, and then it will render it ineffective. Yeah, divisions always lead to failure. That's why when somebody wants to defeat you, they create divisions among your camp. And then bringing females into your hall. It's a typical example.
Yeah,
because that when you are all men, men, that's when you are solid.
Yeah.
You think along the same patterns.
Yeah.
But when they bring a member of the opposite sex, it brings weakness. Yes, because sorry, or blame them, you'll be thinking about other things. Right? That's what it is, for real.
It's very true, very, very true.
Yeah, let me. You know why the Spartans were very influential in the days in that Greek years before Christ. Across Spartans for not they're not more thrown into the army because they want to cite you, build your mentality in a certain way. So you are like that.
And I think that was what Kat was doing. You come into first year orientation, your mind is psyched, and nobody can change you.
But yeah, people get out of school, they lose touch with what the hall is about. Most of these alumni are people who were not even they didn't understand why they were in the hall, and they didn't get an actual hang of what the hall is about. So yeah, it kind of comes back into the alumni work, and then they become divisive and resistive forces, giving out information, So it's a plethora of reasons and factors that is causing that. Until we form a solid base or a very strong unit, come on, we're not gonna be vibrant.
Yeah. So the alumni, I think we have the US branch, we have the UK, Ireland.
No, that's bullshit. Katanga Alumni should be one.
Should be one. UK. Yes, I don't.
We are hosting money. We don't care that if we are hosting a meeting, we shouldn't care that 16,000 people on it. Let's do it.
Yeah, and
why should you go and defy?
I don't know. They are so fixated. They don't want to decentralize the thing. They want to sit from afar, and anything that anybody wants to do to support the hall, they want the person to come to them before. As I'm speaking to you, I'm a very good example. I have been witch hunted way back in 2017. Unbelief. It would shock you to know that this platform of which I'm talking to you on, it took dedication, it took commitment to build this base. It will shock you to know that our Facebook platform that was established in 2017, we are having over 98,000 followers. This was built on dedication. Each and every day, I have to make sure I put out something out there that people would, communicate with. I have to build a community. I have to engage people on a daily basis. And imagine 2017, if I'm even to post or put something on social media every day, calculate the number of, the economic time. Yeah, your time, your dedication. Sometimes, anytime your phone rings, people are sending message, you have to reply, and they are not appreciative of that. We are running the what do you call it? The Twitter handle too. We started the Twitter, I think, recently, 2018 or 2019, and we are even heading closer to 15,000 followers. The YouTube, we are more than 2,000 followers, and all these things are commitment, and they are sitting somewhere. They are not really interested in how to build a Katanga brand on social media, and whoever is building the brand too, they really want to, force the person, tell the person what to do. But when the person started, do you know how we got here? So sometimes, as I'm talking to you now, I'm a black sheep. Some of them don't even want to hear my name, but some of us, we can go and sleep. Unbelief. After school, after all, I went to Kat, I've left Kat. What is at stake? What is Kat giving me, to be honest? Whatever Kat gave me was during my days in Katanga. It has made who I am today, and I appreciate that. But for for back then, I wouldn't sit there and say I receive any revenue from CAT. Some of us have been doing this just for the love and being thankful to the hall, and we want others to know how great the hall is by, you know, putting out things out there on a daily basis for people to appreciate it. To be honest with you, on Facebook, our community, we even have people, our community in Togo, in Benin, and all that, and everybody wants to know something about the hall. And I think it is high time that our alumni do it an all-inclusive thing. Bring everybody on board, no matter who you are, no matter what you are doing in your small way. Encourage them to do more. Because from my position, I think if the alumni structure is well, you know, put out, and we get the right people to run the alumni administration, I think it will be better. Even with this new interview I want to do, I've had a lot of setbacks. People want me to, no, and I was like, no, this is my internet, this is my time, this is my energy, and I want to do it for the name of Katanga. And I think this will be successful. So as you said, there is a question mark, a lot of question marks with the alumni. And I think it is high time they sit down and they cross the T's and dot the I and see what is relevant for the alumni. Fast forward, in January this year, 2023, Katanga was 60 years. And we couldn't celebrate the anniversary in January for so many reasons about this same alumni problem. And there's new alumni structure, and they really want to do it this November. And I think 25th November will be the launching at Ratri Park in Kumasi. Have you heard anything about it? And have you spoken to people about it? And what is your main, you know, idea about the whole thing?
Yeah, for me, unfortunately enough, I've been occupied with work. You know, I'm military, and then we get missions, and then like for most of those times we are cut out from I would say like family and stuff like that. So yeah, I didn't see anything about a cat at 60 until I think 2 weeks ago. I saw a flyer on one of the platforms, and I was like, all right, I mean, this is not bad. It's never too late. But yeah, we have to do it, and we have to do something. And then even though it's late, I would say thank you to those who put that together and then are trying to like have something done. It should have been planned well, because I remember when I was in CAT in 2013, CAT at 50 was big.
Was really big.
Was really big. That was, I think I was in second year or third year, I don't remember.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it was a big thing. We really enjoyed it. There was like multiple things. We went to Accra for like so much stuff and what have you, whatnot. But yeah, this one has been a little bit like silent, and then it just came out of nowhere last minute. But yeah, we should put in much effort to make it very loud. I feel it should have been loud even before this point. We should have been talking about this, like well publicized. The publicity should have been bigger. But I don't know. Like you said, for some reason it's at where it is now. It's never too late. Yeah, let's do our best to support it and make it.
Yeah, some of us have always been supportive, trying to, you know, I have some few people I work with as editors who are trying to put things out there to whet the appetite of the ordinary Katangi about that 60. But you are celebrating at 60, and there is no even committee on publication or how to publicize the whole thing. There's no plan. There's no committee who is to go out there and make sure this gets out there. It's like somebody sitting somewhere preparing a flyer, throwing it outside. Whether you jump on it, whether you
Jeff, it boils down to the same problems. There's weakness in the hall, right? Because of those decisions that the VC made in bringing those members of the opposite sex to the hall. There were weaknesses before that, but the weaknesses have been compounded by that. That's one of them. Two, I don't know who the current leadership is. Like they are what's it called? They are hall executives. Back in the days, we planned things from behind the scenes, and we pushed it and through the system.
Exactly.
It went. It kind of like blew up nicely.
Yeah, to blow up.
I don't know how they do things now, but I mean, for somebody to send me a flyer just last 2 weeks, a guy called me, and then a guy was texting me on Snapchat. One of the guys, I don't know what year he completed, asking me for like information, picture, and so much stuff. I'm like, really? You are like 3 weeks to an event or 1 month to an event. I think I will pay pictures. and the magazine. I don't know what he was using it for, but Charlie, it looks so unorganized, and then
Exactly.
I don't know what's going on, but it's not the best. Whatever is going on is not the best, and then they should do things better.
So I would actually do an editorial about this, and make sure that in our own small way, we bring all fellows on board to support, because whatever it is our hall. And most of fellows, or most of Katangis love the whole format, that they would really want to catch up on everything. Yeah, so aside at 60, what is happening on the 25th, that most fellows will be there. And I think there's a cocktail follow-up in Accra and in Kumasi. After that, after the cocktail event and all that, I think there will be a donation at the Volta Rivers Village. I don't know what is even, there is no chronology. There is no, we don't even know what is happening.
But like a roadmap.
Yeah, it's no roadmap.
Like Ufriha, Okoha,
because I know that
we don't know. I see what you're talking about.
We don't know, but what do we have to do? Some of us, we still have to support. And right now, I want us to delve into your after school, what you do now. What are you into, and how life is treating you? And so far, where have you got into in life? I think our large, lovely audience out there want to know.
Oh, I'm pushing forward. Let me put it that way. So when I got here, I should have gone to school when I got here in 2016. Yeah, but for some reason I decided to pick up arms and do this work with the military, which I've been doing for the past few years. Yeah, I've never regretted, but yeah, I've been working with the military for the past few years, and then right now I'm working on advancing my schooling. So yeah, I'm adding more value to my life in terms of education. Yeah, I'm doing that. I should have done that earlier, but yeah, due to one or two things, I had to put that behind because I had much more bigger tasks and then responsibilities and obligations to fulfill.
Exactly.
So yeah, I had to get that done. I got that done. Right now, I'm working, adding more knowledge to myself, skills, improving my skill set, and then
that's great.
Pushing myself back. I don't want to go into specifics or details.
Exactly. Really important. It's really important. So, what do you have for the fellows? We are bringing our lovely and interesting conversation to an end. What do you have for the fellows out there, the young fellows who have heard about you, those people who had the chance to see some few years of your stay in the hall, those of us who were able to, get really into your days in Katanga and followed you for a while, and those of the numerous people who have not heard you before, about you before, seen you before, and for the first time, they're having an opportunity to hear you speak. What do you have for fellows and Ghanaians as a whole?
What I have to say to them, I want to say to them is they should always be dedicated towards the cause of the hall, because that's where they find out themselves. When you read the whole anthem, it's clearly in there, stated in there. You know what the values, the core values, and what the hall stands for, and you should live up to it. If you have a belief and you have a system or a way of doing things, you should hold up to that. Don't move away from that. Don't let people kind of like thwart your religious inclination and then beliefs. And be very strong in what you do. I was a very strong person. You need a lot of strong heart to do the work of Katanga. You don't just get up and think you can do it. It's not easy.
Moving strong.
I myself, I was different in so many ways. Like, I always push and go beyond what people think is a natural order. I wouldn't do that. I would go beyond that, trying to like understand things to get things done, Yeah. Trust me. I started when I started working at Katanga. I did significant things in my final year. I would employ my beliefs, my principles. I read Niccolo Machiavelli, I read The Prince, and then I learned so many things, and then those things kind of like with my principles that I worked with, you don't move away from it. Don't move away from your principles. Don't let anything move you away, not money, not anything. Yeah, just be dedicated towards it. Because if you put fear in you can never achieve anything.
Exactly.
You can never achieve anything with fear. fear. Yeah.
All right. So the take-home note is we should be committed to the affairs of the hall, and we should be resilient, and we should take fear out of ourselves or out of us, and make sure we edge forward. And fellows watching me and all Ghanaians watching us, this is the take-home note that we've taken out. And me personally, I've been very resilient with affairs of Katanga and with affairs of, social media wise, how to put Katanga on the map and make people know about us. Some of us, we've been very, very resilient for 5, 6 years, 7 years ago, and we are still doing that. But wherever you find yourself as a fellow who is watching us, what we have for you is never stop what you love doing best. Keep on with what you do, and make sure that there is always somebody in the pipeline. You have somebody that you worship to, and God is there. If there is something that is, bothering you, whatever that you believe in, make sure you hold it on to so tight and work hard and persevere, and I think everything will be fine. Unbelief, Mr. Adinote, we are so much grateful. Me personally,
no problem.
On behalf of the Katanga Fellowood, I don't think you will give audience to any ordinary person. I know that. So I think I'm so much grateful, because when I threw in the call and the news was really positive, I was really happy. And thank you so much for giving us this audience. I'm very happy. So as other people or other fellows out there. And I think we'll be touching base on a lot of issues that as at when they pop up, and we are much grateful. So guys, this is where we drop you, and thank you so much for watching us. Follow our channel for more live videos, follow our channel for everything about our 60, and follow our channel for anything that you want to know about Katanga. Thank you so much. We are out. Believe. Thank you so much, and all the best.
No problem.
All right.